Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our beloved lecturer, Ms. Suhanis Ayuni binti Syafi'i. My name is Nasuha binti Azlan. My ID number is KNJ20051039 and my partner is...
My name is Ali Shakila binti Khairman and my ID number is KAJ20010413.
So today, the title that we have chosen for our mock seminar is Lack of Sleep Can Kill You. Next. The focus of this speech is to spread awareness among students about the importance of getting enough sleep, whether they are still in school or studying at a higher education institution. We have got this idea based on the case of 2 UiTM students died. This topic is important to us since we are students who face the same problem of not getting enough sleep due to lack of time management skills, and we also have read various articles and research about the consequences of not getting enough sleep. Next. So today, we will tell you our 3 main points. The first one is we will discuss the cause of the problem of students not getting enough sleep. Secondly, we will describe about the effect that students will get if they do not get enough sleep. And the last one is we will give the tips for students to manage their time well to prevent them from lack of sleep. Next. So, for our first main point, which is the cause of the problem of students not getting enough sleep is hormonal timing shift. Mary Carskadon, a sleep researcher at Brown University and in Providence, said that when teenagers don't get enough sleep, they become wrapped in a gray cloud. And sleep deprivation can affect a teen's mood as well as their ability to think and learn. This can occur due to a hormonal timing shift. Puberty hormones force the teenager's body clock to advance by 1 or 2 hours, causing them to sleepier 1 to 2 hours later. Teenagers lost their ability to sleep as early as they used to around puberty, which affects both male and female teenagers. Their body may encourage them to stay awake for several hours longer when it's time to go to bed. This shift is natural for any teenagers who has gone through it. In fact, I am going through it right now. However, a teen's body can become out of sync with the natural outer cycle of light and darkness, such as day and night, if they sleep late. This makes it difficult for teenagers to wake up in the morning since they are not getting enough sleep, and it can also lead to other problems. For instance, according to Dr. Sarah Gottfried, a clinical assistant professor in the Department of Integrative Medicine and Nutritional Science at Thomas Jefferson University, she said melatonin, a hormone generated by the pineal gland, is one of the hormones in a person's body that is involved in the body's sleep-wake cycle. It helps in the regulation of the body's circadian cycle, which keeps people awake and sleeping. But when teenagers experience interrupted or insufficient sleep as a result of hormonal shift, melatonin and its role in supporting sleep in the brain might be affected. She also said melatonin regulates around 500 genes in the body, including those involved in the immune system. So getting enough sleep and controlling melatonin levels is important. Next. For the second causes is light exposure. A healthy human body's biological clock follow a 24-hour sleep-wake cycle. As a result, when the sun rises in the morning, the body produces cortisol, a hormone that helps people feel alert and awake. But when the daylight fades, the body releases another hormone, which is melatonin, that causes sleepiness. As a result, because teenagers have more free time at night, they will be exposed to more electronic backlight devices. So they will expose their eyes to electronic gadgets that emit short wavelength enhanced light, often known as blue light, such as cell phones, tablets, readers, and computers. Fluorescent and LED lights, on the other hand, generate blue light, which has been shown to reduce or slow down the production of melatonin naturally at night, which can lessen tiredness in teens, especially those who frequently stay up late to finish their homework, assignments, or review lessons. Blue light, in addition to interrupting sleep, has the potential to harm the retina in the eyes. Aside from blue lights, there are various additional colors to choose from, such as red, yellow, and orange. These lights have no effect on the circadian cycle. In fact, dim light of one of these colors is recommended for night reading. Next. So, as we can see just now, there have a lot of causes that plunging students to danger unconsciously, such as hormonal timing shift and light exposure. So, these causes need to avoid by students because preventing is better than cure. It is because the effect that can happen are the brain and body system cannot function well. For example, excessive sleepiness that causes a 30% factor of traffic accident, and daytime fatigue that not relieved by sleep, and also relationship stress. The effect can be in long-term and short-term side effect. So the short-term side effect is lack of alertness that occurs when a person is not fully awake, aware of, or able to respond normally to his or her external environment. Decreased alertness may also mean that a chronic illness has gotten worse and impaired memories such as amnesia, that unusual forgetfulness. You may not be able to remember new events, recall one or more memories of the past, or both. While on the long-term effect that students can get if they did not get enough sleep is, they have a potential to have bipolar mood disorder, such as a brain disorder that causes changes in a person's mood, energy, and ability to function. People with bipolar disorder experience intense emotional states that typically occur during distinct periods of days to weeks that call mood episodes. Next. Paranoia, that is the feeling that you are being threatened in some way, such as people watching you or acting against you, even though there is no proof that it is true. It happens to a lot of people at some point. Even when you know that your concerns are not based in reality, they can be troubling if they happen too often. And then, impulsive behavior disorder, which is a condition in which a person has trouble in controlling emotions or behaviors. Often, the behaviors violate the rights of others or conflict with societal norms and law. Next. And the worst condition that students can get is brain aneurysm. So this condition can prove by the 2 cases of UITM student died because of brain aneurysm, which is a cerebral aneurysm, that also known as a brain aneurysm, is a weak or thin spot on an artery in the brain that balloons or bulges out and fills with blood. Some cerebral aneurysms, particularly those that are very small, do not bleed or cause other problems. These types of aneurysms are usually detected during imaging tests for other medical conditions. Cerebral aneurysms can occur anywhere in the brain, but most form in the major arteries along the base of the skull. So this is a video that explains how brain aneurysm occur.
Brain tissue is supplied with oxygen and nutrients by a network of cerebral arteries. If the wall of an artery becomes weak, a portion of it may balloon out and form an aneurysm. A cerebral aneurysm may enlarge until it bursts. If it does, It will send blood throughout the spaces in or surrounding the brain.
All right, so I will pass to my partner, Anishakila.
Thank you, Nasiha. Okay, now I will give you some tips that can help you to manage your sleep time well. Firstly, is manage your light exposure. The light exposure that I mean, such as the lamp on your bedroom. What you need to do is, when you sleep, you need to sleep without any light exposure. Why? Because from our research, we found that when you sleep with the darkness, it can help you to get a good quality of sleep. This is because when we sleep with darkness, our body will produce melatonin. Melatonin is naturally occurring hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle and controlled by light exposure. When it's dark, your brain will secrete more melatonin and it will make you sleepy, and less when it's light, which makes you alert. After you wake up during a morning, you need to expose yourself on morning sunlight. You also can spend more time outside during daylight, such as making outdoor exercise and walking with your pets. While at night, you need to avoid screen such as your smartphone within 1 to 2 hours before your bedtime. Other than that, this is a usual mistake that usually made by students, which is watching television at a late night. So from now, please say no to the late night television or any device. Next. The second tip that you can do is avoid a stimulant in the evening like caffeine. Caffeine is one of the drinks that teens should avoid in order to obtain enough sleep at night. Caffeine is a kind of other increasing medicine known as a stimulant. Caffeine works as adenosine receptors antagonist as well. Adenosine is a drowsiness-inducing chemical found in a human body, especially at night or when exhausted. As a result, when caffeine consumed, it acts to block adenosine receptors, preventing teenagers from falling asleep, and this will most probably continue throughout the night. Caffeine have a fast effect on teenagers, reaching peak levels in the blood in 30 to 60 minutes. Before the effect of wear off, it has a shelf life to 3 to 5 hours. The half-life of a drug, on the other hand, is the time it takes to the body to eliminate half of it. Caffeine balance can last a long time in the body. Teenagers can use caffeine, but only a certain rate, which not exceed 100 milligrams per day. Caffeine consumption is also determined by one's age, weight, and overall health. A small amount of caffeine consumed every day can make the person addicted to it. This means if the teenagers who consistently drinking caffeine decide to stop suddenly, he will suffer caffeine withdrawal symptoms such as headache and other symptoms that can make it difficult for teenagers to sleep. Next. Before we end our mock seminar, let me to restate 3 main points that we have discussed before, which is, firstly, we have discussed about the causes of the problem of students not getting enough sleep. Second, we have described about the effect that students will get if they do not get enough sleep. And finally, we have given the tips for students to manage their time well to prevent them from lack of sleep. Next. In conclusion, we as a college student get a lot of information from this discussion, such as the causes of insufficient sleep and feeling sleepy during the class due to lack of good quality and adequate sleep time. Furthermore, we gain awareness of how to divide time effectively in order to get enough sleep. As we learn from the case involving two-year ITM student who died as a result of not getting enough sleep and ineffective time deviation, which causes them stress and then died as a result of a ruptured blood vessels. Next. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.